to normally, if you receive it, if I'm not the person, Malumpunga, I had the Muslim to buy a very over the same side of
problem. So I was proposing this
It's a real privilege for me to stand before Komrem brothers. My name is Komrem. I'm Assistant Director in Rajya Sabha Secretariat, Parliament of India. I was wondering, and many people will be wondering how he could be invited to give some small guest. Maybe because I'm also active in other, I'm a student leader in the Siamsin Popi. Then after that, after I joined Parliament also, somehow I'm involved in many of the activities. And when there was an exodus of Northeast people from Bangalore and other cities, and somehow with Robin Hibu, police officer, Delhi joined CP, I was also behind working with him. I said, if there is exodus in Delhi, then where do we go? Nothing should happen in Delhi. I used to, he's also working very hard, and I encourage him in many ways. And on top of that, I'm a good friend of MT Kong, ADM. And that is the main reason why I was here. I will not go any further in why I'm invited here, but I feel privileged to stand before you, and I'm really very happy. And I used to invite many ministers, MPs for some of our program. And for today's program also, I was suggesting them to bring some more politicians, MPs and others, but somehow, finally, the position came to me, and I consider very lucky also to be with you. I'm not prepared what exactly I should speak, but before that, I will just mention only one point. Everyone knows the Parsi community in Mumbai. Everyone knows that the population of Parsi is not so much, but the influence they have in industry, the way they control the business or the economy of Mumbai and many other places of India, it is a very good example. And today, we are proud of Jungnezam, Mangte, Mary Kom. Hope everyone will see Mary Kom. How many have seen the film Mary Kom? Not all. I make it a point to see we went with my family, whole family, even 2 years old also. So we were very happy to see that one of our lady could be such an inspiring, such an inspiration for many people. And I'm really proud of our home brother for producing. Apart from Mary, recently we have Megan Tangterian who become IS, and recently Esther Kim Seto. That's she's here. Yeah. I come to know that she has cleared Indian Forest Service, and after that her name appeared in UPSC also. We are proud of her. What I want to convey is that quantity is, as a democracy in election, quantity is very important. But at the same time, quality, having quality is also very important. Our population is very less. Our population, not only Komrem, but even all the tribal of Manipur together also, we are not fit even to have one MP. Yeah. In that sense, we need to inculcate we should try to have a quality in whatever we do. In whichever profession we go, we should try to excel in whatever we do. These days I was reading a book by John C. Maxwell. He's a Christian writer. He used to offer the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. And that book was New York Times best-selling author. And this one is 21 most powerful minutes in a leader's day. So in order to be somebody, in order to be successful in a leadership, I just want to read about some of the leadership qualities, what helped Joshua to be a good leader. And since everyone is a Christian, this is based on Christian perspective. How was Joshua once a tribal leader? He was incapable of persuading the people. He was incapable of persuading the people because when 12 spies were sent to, Moses sent 12, one representative each from each community tribe to survey or to spy on Canaan. 10 were discouraged. Only Joshua and Caleb were having a positive mind. So that time they could not convince the people. Joshua, once a tribal leader, capable of persuading the people, transformed into a leader, able to take the children of Israel into the land promised to their forefathers. Why did his influence grow so much? The answer is Joshua's influence grew because he was right. From the beginning, Joshua had tried to do the right thing. He had tried to lead the people in the direction they should go. The first generation missed their opportunity to obey God and prosper. The next generation did not. Not only was Joshua right, but he also tried to model right living. As a result, he consistently lived beyond his ability as a leader. If you desire to do great things in your leadership, then try to live according to this pattern that Joshua model. Just short points, and I will not take much time. One point is prayer. Joshua was a man of prayer. When Moses returned to camp following his times with God, Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, did not depart from the tabernacle. He did not write his mentor's cocktail. He developed his own relationship with God. So he was a man of prayer. This point we should all know. Then number 2 is obedience. Famous preacher and missionary Oswald Chambers said, "Never try to explain God until you have obeyed Him. The only part of God we understand is the part we have obeyed." Joshua obeyed God as a servant, as a warrior, and a leader. When he spoke to the children of Israel to persuade them to enter Canaan, he did so as someone who understood God. So obedience is very important. Number 3 is faith. Joshua's life was marked by courage. As he stood up against the other spies, as he fought the Amalekites, and courage is nothing more than faith in action. Courage is nothing more than faith in action. He lived his life by this formula. This everyone should know. Courage plus obedience today equal to success tomorrow. So I'll repeat, courage plus obedience today is success tomorrow. So many of maybe freshers who come to Delhi for the first time, and someone may be looking for a job, or those who are already employed also, we need more promotions and promotions after promotions. They say that your aptitude or your IQ IQ puts you in the position you are, but it is EQ that lets you stay there. Or your attitude decides your altitude. So many of the freshers also, you should not be discouraged. We have many models among us. No? Mary Kom is there. Then in front of us, Sister Esther is there. And Lilian Thang is there. Recently, I can cite many of the conference also. No? Songboy, Serto Kom, who is a judicial in Chuchanpur also earlier. No? And many of our distinguished people we should learn, we should emulate them. So, Abraham Lincoln says, if I prepare, my time will come. So some people may say that, oh, there is very less posts in the government of India. But if you prepare, if you are ready to grab that post, if you are prepared, then a time will come. Opportunity dance with all those, opportunity dance with people already on the dance floor, they say. Yeah. So, don't be discouraged, but be courageous plus obedience today, then success tomorrow. When the leader's faith is great, he or she can do anything. As the saying goes, God puts no limitation on faith, and faith puts no limitation on God. Fourthly, commitment is very important. Joshua's level of commitment can be seen in his willingness to risk his life. He fought in battles where he was vastly outnumbered, and the Israelites wanted to stone him when he stood up to them. But he never failed to give his best for what he believed. As a football legend, George Halas once remarked, nobody who ever gave his best regret it. Nobody who ever gave his best regret it. So Joshua never failed to give his best for what he believed. So we need commitment. And this I like. Number 5 is partnership. During Second World War, King George VI of England encouraged his people with the following words. This is the word of the king. And I say to a man who stood at the gate of the yard, give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown. The king went and inspect some person, and that cemetery, the king wants him to give a light. But that person replied, go out into the darkness and put your hand into the hand of God. That will be to you better than a light and safer than a known way. Through partnership with God, Joshua and the children of Israel were able to conquer Canaan. The conquest of Jericho most clearly shows that partnership with God outweighs any other advantage. Joshua's first order of priority was his character. He always valued what was right over what was popular. This is very important. We should value what was right over what was popular. That provided a strong foundation upon which to build greater influence. I'll just conclude. The other major factors in Joshua's increase in influence was the impact of Moses on his life. Famous preacher and writer A.W. Tozer said, God is looking for people through whom He can do the impossible. What a pity that we plan only the things we can do by ourselves. Crossing over into the promised land and conquering its people with a humanly impossible task, yet Joshua was willing to take on that challenge. But by the time he got his second chance to do it, he had enough influence with the people to take them along. So, as a Christian or as a student coming for better opportunities in Delhi, we should make use of our time in Delhi Delhi is a very important place. You can find anything in Delhi. So we should try to find the good side. If you want to go for bad side also, you will find. If you want to go for good side also, you will find. And I myself, God has brought me. Now I'm also slowly evolving into a. I'm also more into the church side, and recently I'm become an ordained elder in the church, in our EBC, in the Baptist church. So I'd like to add what our brother DC Kong says. We may be very studious in our studies. We may want to read more and more, but at least on Sundays, we should try to go to a particular church where we can feed our spiritual life also. We need to have a balanced growth. So, once again, I like to thank the President and Office Bearer for inviting me, and I wish the freshers and all the Komrem brothers and sisters grand success in the coming days. And I just forgot to introduce my friend, Bruce Tangka. He's a Zomi student, Federation Delhi president. At the same time, he's more of a journalist, reporting in three papers in Mizoram, Manipur, and Tripura also. TNT, the Northeast Times, also he was a reporter, and Mizoram Post also he's a reporter, and Manipur Chronicle also he's a reporter. So the program will be published very soon, tomorrow or the after. So I wish you all the very best in the days to come, and we'll have more of interaction and more of what you call meaningful cooperation and interaction in the days to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the fine words. That was such an enlightenment and also equally inspiring. And we are privileged to have him in our midst too. Moving on to the next, I call upon Komrem to take his time for the reception and blessing prayers of the freshers.
Good evening, everyone. Okay. On behalf of the student union, I would like to welcome all the freshers once again, and also all the first timer and the regular attendees of our Komrem Christian Fellowship, and also welcome again our brother Yusudun, if I pronounce well, and his friend, his colleague. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we pray for our freshers, let me just give a few thoughts. Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Years ago, there was a time that the government of Manipur sent. They wanted to establish a school in my village. And what happened was, they did. They started the class and they got many students. After a few days, what happened was, the students were not able to take care of their buffaloes and cow. So a group of parents came and did dharna strike to the government because the children are not taking care of buffaloes and cow. And what happened? Interestingly, they sent back to school again. We made a terrible mistake because they didn't know that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. I remember that in our village, our chief guest mentioned about Songboy Sorto. During our childhood days, I still remember that they were the first batch who came to Shillong. I mean, like, their parents are not that educated persons, or I mean, like, They didn't know much about education, but they just want to invest their life for education. When they came back, it was a great harvest, especially in our place, and not only in our place, even for the whole community. I mean, for the whole people. So when we invest this in knowledge, we reap a lot of things, and the investment rate is very high. Today, I just want to encourage especially all the freshers that, I mean, when we talk about education, when we talk about our career, sometimes I am thinking about, I mean, like people are, I mean, like we are moving here and there. When I finished my metric, like I wanted to become a doctor. Sometimes I wanted to become an engineer. Sometimes I wanted to become an IS officer. Sometimes I wanted to become a sport person. I wanted to become everything, right? But let me tell you one thing that you need to make sure is, you should have, we have a blueprint in our life. We have a blueprint in our life. You cannot become, for example, let me give you an example. Mary Kom won medal in Olympics, and he won a lot of golds in national level and even Asian level also, even in the world level, international level also. But if we ask her to appear UPSC, well, possibly she may get, but probably not. Did you get my point? Everyone is not called to become sometimes an IAS officer or an IPS officer or your entrepreneurship, but our blueprint is very important. I work among the young professionals in Komrem, and I ask this question because I have some clients right now doing leadership coaching, and I ask one question. My favorite question is, how do you define success in your life? How do you measure success in your life? How do you see freshers? How do you see yourself after 5 years from now? How do you see yourself after 10 years from now? How do you see yourself after 20 years from now? This is very important. For example, this is not an example. Let me just give you a clear vision that if you wanted to become an IAS officer or civil servant, this is the right time to prepare. Yes or no? I asked one of my cousin who is preparing right now UPSC exam, and I asked him, you know, right now if you are first year student, make sure that he told me, make sure that you read from class 7 to class 12 NCERT, I mean syllabus. Cover geography first year, you cover economics second year, you cover history third year, and after you finish your graduate, I mean like you have, I mean like enough time to prepare exam, and you try it. You need to see what person you want to become in the future. This is very important. And let me tell you, that's not the end. Think out of the box. Enlarge your circles of confidence. Okay, because explore all possible options in vocational career. It's not before, I mean like before 10 years ago, we talk about only the government job here, right? Today we have lots of opportunities. The competition is so high, but still, I mean like at the same time, the opportunities are everywhere. Yes or no? Everywhere. See, UPSC, you have SSC, you have private sector also. You have professionalism. Indians are known to be a professional in IT sector. Recently, this guy, what is his name? Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO. Can you imagine? He finished his study from India only. Of course, he did his postgraduate in the US, but he finished here. Let me tell you, his father was an IAS officer, renowned IAS officer. His father-in-law was an IAS officer, but they could not influence him. So he finished his IT line, and then he became CEO. You know what is the salary of CEO per year? It's 1.2 million US dollar, and not that then. I mean that he can spend up to three. According to information, 3.6 million. So when we turn into Indian rupees, in terms of like crore, he's earning 7 crores, more than 7 crores per year. It's more than that, maybe around 10 crores. I'm not saying that you will be Microsoft CEO in the future. What I'm trying to say is, some of you are here because your parents just sent you. You don't know what you're taking your course. You need to see what course you're taking and what is the end product of your course. Very important. If that is the case, if you're certain about your career and calling, make sure that, because it takes time. We need to consult some of the successful person here. We have UTC, like we have some clinic officer, and then we have even sir also. We can ask some of our seniors and make sure that, because it takes patience, okay, it takes hard working, and it takes a lot of efforts for that. And looking our economy, being a home, smallest one of the smallest tribe, we have limited resources also. Meaning your time is very limited. You want to study more, but the family may not be able to afford you a lot. Yes or no? It's true. So you need to explore many things. Private sector, I encourage also private sector. Private sector also very good. You need to see the wave. The waves. Okay, how the international, the government is moving. US, when we talk about employment in US, it's more on private sector, right? If you go to Japan, they are very developed country. There is more on private sector. Few weeks ago, I was in Singapore. Their infrastructure was like, wow. The economy was so high, and these are private sector, and you can explore about it. It's not only. Don't think that you will stay here, stuck here in Delhi. Those who are working in corporate, private sector. You explore the world. It's time to explore the world. The world is very small now. Are you with me? Our parents, they didn't see this much vision before. But because of information age today, we have everything. And we need to explore. And your passion and your interest is very important. And that will lead you to become a successful person in your life. I have a limited time because this is not a message. The president strictly warned me to give only 10 minutes exhortation. So I'm going to shorten my time. Number 2 point is time management is very important if you are in the city. Today I was late for 5 minutes, and you know I almost scolded my auto driver. But when I came, no one was there. Come on guys, you are a student, you need to set an example. This shows that you are not you're not keeping your time. You're not keeping your time. Let me tell you one thing, that don't let people steal your time. Whether you are in high official, whether you are doing research, or whether you are students, don't let people steal your time. Make schedule and make sure that you go according to your timeline. That is very important. Me, I'm practicing. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect guy in timing, but I'm practicing. I am learning how to say no to my friends now. Sometimes emergency case is it's okay, you go for it. But you learn how to say no. If you have time management, then you have enough time for fellowship. You have enough time for fellowship. You cannot just say that I don't have time for fellowship because I'm studying there. That I don't think so. Because many successful, person, they went through all these things. But let me tell you, if you have 4 hours or 5 hours for fellowship, make sure that you maximize your time. Brothers and sisters, I am not able to come every Sunday now because of my work. But if you are here in the fellowship, make sure that you dedicate that time for the Lord and for the fellowship. Don't complain. You come and serve, we don't have chokidar, right? We don't have pastor. If everyone is taking turn, let's say 1 chokidar, 1 man, at least you can do that. Then we need only 4% in a month. If you are a good singer, then you can at least dedicate your time for singing group once a month. You do that, we need only 30%. We are around 300, 400 people, right? And then you are not under pressure, and at the same time also our fellowship is growing also. This is my conviction, and this is my advice to you, all the students, especially freshers, particularly and general to other people. What I want to say is, when you come to fellowship, don't have this mindset that, okay, if I don't go to fellowship, I mean, like, if I have a problem, then they will not take care of me. If I have any, like, you know, in the future, I may face something bad things, I mean, like, they will not. Don't have that mindset. Instead, you should have the mind that you come to fellowship because you love God. Because you want to listen the word of God and you love to have fellowship with our own people. I guarantee you, if you have that mindset, you will have enough resources. Tell your mom and dad that at least I need 100 per Sunday, so at least 400 for my fellowship, they will say. And I'm sure that you have enough time to do that. If you are actively involved in other missions on Sunday, that's another case, another story again. But what UTC is encouraging every one of us is how good it will be if our... What is the most important in your life? Now let me ask you one question. Do you know your father's name? I want to see your hand. Do you know your father's name? If you know your father's name, please raise up your hand. I want to see. Alright. Okay, hands down. Do you know your great father's name? Great father's name? Hands down. Do you know your great father's name? You know. Alright. Do you know your great father's name? It's a funny question.